Welcome back to my channel, Libra. This is just a general synopsis. I will flesh out the cards here as we go along. I'll dive right in, but generally, first cards out would be the Fountain, the High Priestess, the Tower, as well as clarifiers for that Tower would be the Empress and all the money cards. And we do have the card of the Five of Wands, and that is followed by the Eight of Swords and the Star. Page of Swords again, followed Ace of Swords. So I'll just kind of jump right in here. And again, this may not speak to all of you. This is maybe just for a select few of you, but certainly for those that it does resonate for. If it's not something in your current energy, this may be something that you're dealing with. A lot of the problems that people go through certainly don't all play out in a week or two. The main event or something may occur, and then everything sort of is sort of a healing process if it's along that line that further plays further out. So anyway, I'll just kind of dive right in here. So again, big major players in the month of June. A lot of the cards here are about transitioning somewhere, and some information that is now, that was once hidden, has now become visible. So the card of the Fountain, and I should just quickly mention, sorry, just trying to remember what my deck was on this one. The Fountain Tarot is what this is, so that's why we've got the Fountain, which is really the Judgment card, essentially. Created by Jonathan Sayes, written by Jason Grawl, designed by Andy Tadero, and that's the Fountain Tarot deck. Anyway, what I see here with the Fountain card is that there's some significant changes taking place in your life, and it feels like it's more of an epiphany. There's a lot of clarity coming in for the month of June. The Fountain card in itself, especially in this deck, is also a call to be yourself. This is about awakening to yourself. This is about understanding yourself in a very significant way that's going to alter your reality. So this is that time where you are now realizing your identity, or you have a better sense of self on that, in that regard. Anything that was an illusion has now been cleared away, or is clear enough for you to see the way forward. So there is a sense of oneness with yourself, basically, and this is where you feel a lot more enlightened. That kind of thing comes through with the Judgment card, and of course that is referencing the Fountain card. As well, the High Priestess is where this is someone who definitely has that that deeper level of wisdom. This is that time when you have done a lot of soul searching, may still be in that energy. There's a lot of pulling back and integrating lessons, that kind of thing, with this energy, and certainly drawing on personal experiences. So it's more of a mature energy because it is the High Priestess. It's considered to be all of the queens in one, and it's really where the ideas and the thoughts are revealed because you've integrated the lessons. So it's really a private card, and somebody who is more private, and certainly someone who has a deeper knowing and has a certain sense of mystery about them. So this is also relying on your intuition and things of a secret nature. So you may also be in this time, you know, withholding a lot of yourself because of this deeper energy. And again, I'll clarify all of this as well. This is just the surface energy that's out here. So we also have, I want to skip down, well, no, we'll stay here with the Tower, sorry. So getting into the Tower, of course, that's where there's a reveal of some sort that's coming. And that's what's, because they're so closely entwined here with the High Priestess, I feel that reveal is letting you know your foundation has changed or is about to change. This is where you're trying to find some equilibrium, or you may have been, but everything is going to come about now in a far more advanced way, because you have deeper knowledge, deeper wisdom, and this seems to be all around abundance. It's like you've got some kind of surprise situation that's coming in that's going to be unexpected in around finances. Now, for some of you, this might be, you know, releasing pressure around finances, because there is so much. Six of Coins can also be in around help, and Ten of Coins, that can be things around family and the level of abundance. But normally I would say this is really where things can be quite difficult or negative, but in this particular situation, I don't know that I see it quite that way. I think on the average here, I feel like there's some kind of necessary change that's probably been coming for some time because of all the preceding cards. And it's like your awareness has brought about some big reveal, some big change in a belief system, and this belief system seems to be altering your finances in some way. So I feel like, if you were feeling trapped about making some changes, certainly with the devil energy, that sort of gives way to kind of balancing out those hidden aspects of ourself and the deeper parts of ourself, the things that we tend to hide from others. That can be where those emotions are being countered. In the beginning of the month, I would say you're really deciding on a pathway here that is going to be one that is very successful. A lot of the changes that I do see taking place here seem to be in around, again, your finance, your abundance, things that reveal, a successful path, because there's almost a bit of a contradiction between the high priestess and the devil being feeling bound by something, bound by our inner world. And certainly this can also be, being in a place where you feel trapped in the head to a certain extent. But usually I would say this, emotionally, I don't feel like that's where you are because of the King of Cups here. I still feel like you are in control of your situation, or in control of the depths of your processing. Like the depths of your emotions seem to be really significant in this time. I would also say with that Chariot card, I mean, normally it can be sort of deciding between something or thinking a certain way, seeing something kind of black and white. But I feel like it's really bringing you into a strong level of determination and goal setting and clear mindset. And again, integrated lessons, very deep concentration that's kind of propelling you forward. There's a certain level of inner confidence and balancing out the demons of ourself. And I say that only in a metaphoric way, but really just trying to triumph over the obstacles is really what the Chariot comes through with. And so everything that you were feeling bound by is sort of the underlying nature with the Devil card. I feel like you're actually able to overcome this and navigate through and restore some balance. But again, there's some kind of again, epiphany moment or something with the Tower that is going to bring to light a resolve where you've got renewed motivation here with the Chariot, or at least you're still in the direction of trying to take control of something here as well. And you've got a lot of motivation to move in this direction. And you may have been struggling to bring something forward, like in terms of abundance. But again, I still feel like whatever that complexity was, I feel like you have, renewed motivation because of the Fountain card. So that is where this is higher learning, higher awareness. You've got a real strong sense of yourself, which is helping to renew that and make some significant changes here. Again, the Tower, it can be more of a surprise element. It doesn't have to completely uproot things, but I would say it is uprooting a significant amount of your inner world or your inner peace but you're using your lessons and and integrating the experiences to deal with this Tower. Because that it's just because of the cards that are sort of preceding, or prior to the Devil, followed by the Tower. So again, I mean, this is where something is destroyed. Something is like something that was causing you some kind of restriction or painful pressure. This is that release of that pressure. So it's whether you are understanding your fears better now and you have found a way to, work through those forces of the shadow side of yourself. And this is allowing for a certain level of disintegration of whatever those fears were. And this is now a time where you actually have complete honesty with yourself. And this is going to allow for growth in an exponential way, because I do see that you are removing these obstacles here with that Six of Coins as well as the Ten of Coins and the Empress. These are very strong, especially with this, the Empress not being the main card out here, but it is still a significant card of really getting, things that you intended. So this is that time of rich moments, rich growth, rich expression of self. This is the cycles of, life, death, creation, but everything that has been destroyed has now been replaced in some way, so that there's a new time for you and a more abundant path forward. I do feel like this is bold creation. This is bold moves in a way that nurture you, and it's more pleasurable, it's more lucrative, and it seems to be in around family front, and it certainly does seem to be in around areas of your life where you have kind of a reciprocated give and take in a situation. So I don't see a lot of people out here, although Cancer might be relevant here as well. But I do still feel there's a lot of clarity that's coming through that I think is more along the lines of epiphany, like I said, where you all of a sudden is just everything, emotionally is, where there was kind of a swirl of chaos around you. I feel like you're really devoting your time and energy internally here to find kind of gentle power going forward and balancing out sort of the heaviness of the devil energy, your own shadow side. Could be also speaking to a Capricorn here as well, but a lot of this could be mother energy here that's coming in as well. But there's something here about kind of a warm, protective father figure here as well is helping to come through with some of this energy of understanding, so that you are, more passionate and inspired about your future. I do feel as well you are very inspired, giving back to yourself. I don't want to say inspired so much, inspired moments. It's more like clarification around a situation, or around situations that revolve around practical elements of your life. So those practical elements being the coins, and of course that does speak to, with the 6 and the 10, I feel like there's a lot of give and take in terms of a family situation, which maybe is the surprise in itself. But the 6 of coins does speak to that giving and that receiving and some kind of receptivity. So where there might have been some level of lack in that area, I do feel up ahead there is going to be some balance and more nurturing that's coming through here. Where you're restoring the harmony and there's more happiness around a family situation. And there could even be a gift of some sort or generosity sort of bestowed upon you in the month of June that's quite significant, that could be coming through from a family dynamic here as well. Because the 10 of coins is still speaking to, again, the same abundance, prosperity, and stability, and things around family matters. So a lot of that seems to be at the forefront here is family matters. And again, there is some kind of change here up ahead with the 5 of Wands. I feel like there's been a lot of struggle in a particular area. So with the 5 of Wands, you're looking at conflicts. You're looking at struggles for power where nobody's really been able to win in the situation. It's kind of fallen on deaf ears where you've both been, or whoever this is that it doesn't have to be a relationship that's could be a family relationship, doesn't have to be love interest, that kind of thing. But whatever this dynamic was, there's been no real win. It's been a lot of push pull and a lot of energy around the same old issues being rehashed, basically. So it doesn't feel like there has been a chance for there to be a resolve. But I feel like something going forward here with the 8 of Swords is really bringing in a lot of clarity in around that situation. So there is going to be some kind of action on your part where I feel like there was kind of a blind fear is what the card depicts, but it's still being, feeling lost and a lot of concern around something in particular. So there might be a family situation where there is something that's uprooting here, and it could be in around a mother situation, but the situation for the most part, I feel, is that you are going to overcome this and there's going to be some clarity in around a situation. Again, the Eight of Swords still reminds you that, whatever obstacles or adversity that you're facing, it's still a lot of inner turmoil that you're dealing with. It's not really external where something's opposing you and right in the way. I feel like this is where you need to shift your focus and look at your reality in a different way. So it's showing courage in the face of this pain or this difficulty, and then you're able to release yourself from this self-doubt and whatever this mental entrapment is. So again, it's trusting yourself to see beyond the fear. The Star card is a card of healing, but in terms of, and certainly in a relationship, that is probably where that is coming about. You're healing yourself, your relationship to yourself, and a lot of the things that you were struggling with. But I feel the card of the Star is, again, a clarifier, but it's telling you all is well. Everything is fine, rest, heal, there's hope through this darkness, whatever this tower was here, and that you will be entering a stage of calm up ahead, if not already. Some of you will be going through this energy a little further out. You're not all in the same timeline. So again, some of you will be experiencing this now or have just gone through this. But either way, you're entering a stage of calm, and it's where you're going to use that healing energy in a place where you're able to commit to the possibilities of a potential future. So again, it can also be a reconciliation in a particular situation or dynamic, but I feel because this is where there's a lot of obstacles around your mental state, I feel like this is kind of a reconnection to you in a lot of ways, and it is going to require persistent focus. And it is also a card of kind of reconciling between the past and the present as well. So I would say that that's mostly what the energy of the Star is in this particular read. It's a reconciliation between the past and the present. The information that's coming through with the Page of Swords is definite clarity. It's about doing a lot of research to sort of get your mind in the right space here as well. I would say as well with that Page of Swords energy, this is something that this could be dealing with a younger person that has, who's very, what's the word? Maybe a little bit distant in their interactions with you, or, a little bit, what's the word I'm looking for here? A little more curt in the way that they deal with things. So again, for some of you, this is going to be dealing with a particular person, but I would still say, that this is somebody who wants to know everything right now. This is somebody who's really quick-minded, acts quick on their feet, that kind of thing. Very, filled with insight and a lot of confidence, but definitely a mental risk taker in certain ways. So this is where you're kind of using a particular skill set, which seems to be more around language and mentality, that kind of thing. But pages also can represent some unexpected news that's coming through here. And I feel with the Ace of Swords, this bold curiosity towards something is bringing you into a place where you have this sudden realization or understanding of something that you were unclear about before. So this is powerful clarity in a lot of ways, and you're just on the precipice of this, because further up ahead, this is just the clarifier with the Ace of Swords, but this is the root of it. You're doing a lot of research to come into this powerful clarity. So it's a real insight, a new approach of some sort that's going to help you to adjust your how you position yourself going forward. But it's also paying close attention to your words and how you communicate all of that. But it's definitely knowledge is power in this particular situation in this month, and it definitely is. You're doing some reflection, but you're also doing a lot of research to kind of get to this fresh approach and how you deal with something long term and your ambitions. And just to kind of go through just a little bit more here again, With that, as I said, with that Six of Pentacles, I mean, sixes are all about finding harmony in a situation. I just want to go over the Tower because I think that that can be a little off-putting for some. But with that Tower, there is, you know, the six is really about finding the balance in that situation. So that's why I say I feel like you're facing the change and finding equilibrium. So there's a triumph over that challenge, and you're closer to, you know, this level of abundance up ahead here. So, but again, the Empress is still a card of, you know, indicating you've got a lot to look forward to. There's also that sense, and I mean it's a lot, whatever this Empress is bringing in terms of, it's going to provide a lot of abundance to the family situation, or those that you consider family, because this is the Great Mother with the Empress. And again, she's the embodiment of all four queens. So she's got the openness, she's got the resources, she has the ability for insight to draw upon, as well as you know, to take action and be inspired and nurture self and others. Somebody who really is, you know, all of the things that we consider beauty in life. So again, this is where your ideas blossom, and it's something here the Tower is bringing about. Again, there's some big changes to your finances, if not in the month of June, further out, because again, the main energy is the Tower. But certainly it does indicate that there is going to be some structure in around, you know, how you were making money before is changing, and it is going to be sort of a sudden unexpected change of sorts, but it's a bit of a wake-up call. So again, it still feels like everything is going for the better, and you will be able to balance things out in terms of finances. There is, I might just pull one more card here as well, because again, because it's followed, the Tower is followed by all these positive cards. But then when we get here, something has to change in terms of you feel restricted and stressed out and worried, and there's a lot of competition around something that you're trying to heal from. So to me, this energy is something that's already happened. It's not something that's coming in, and you're getting clarity in a new direction here. But it certainly, as I say, can be belief systems and routines and transitioning out of that, you know, into this new value system of a more abundant path, thinking more abundantly, that kind of thing, and getting the clarity to figure out how to move it all forward. So, yeah, so I mean, again, when we're looking at the Star, that energy is also about, you know, creating balance and perfect harmony and reaching your highest potential. But I feel like this destination is more along the lines, I don't want to go into, because the Star can represent, you know, being on the right path, following your North Star, all of that. But because it's around the Five of Wands and the Eight of Swords here, I feel like this is really a place where you're having to clear the air with yourself or a situation. Could be, again, in around a younger person here as well. And communication issues that have been a factor. But again, there's still something here with that Tower I just want to clarify. So I might just pull one more card here. Okay, I'm just going to split the deck here and see where we land. What is the Tower? Please clarify the Tower. Positive Tower, negative Tower. What is the Tower? Please clarify the Four of Cups. Okay, well, there's been some level of disappointment, or you feel like something didn't work out quite as you expected, especially with the Queen of Swords. It's been sort of a hard lesson. Might just pull one more here. You're still working on the situation, though, but I feel like, yeah, again, it seems to be around money. This Tower is around money, resources, family, that kind of thing. The Queen of Swords is kind of bringing something to light as well. where there have been some areas that have not been clear. There's sort of a cold distancing of sorts. I mean, I would say the Queen is the most receptive in terms of she's not really cutting people off. Could be Libra energy, you more specific in this, so it could be even more along the lines of needing to just trying to piece it a little bit more together here, just waiting for some of the information, because again, it's still about direct communication and all of that. Aquarius, Libra, Gemini could also be relevant here, where there's some disappointment in around something around the finances, but somehow it gets turned around into this very positive state. So like I said, something has been very secretively at work, and not been made clear. And again, because we've got that 4, the 4 is still in around balance. The 4 of Cups is still in around balance, but it seems like it's more of an emotional letdown. Something has kind of let you down on a certain level here, but you seem to have overcome, or that you are overcoming that scenario. So again, it's more like you're kind of gradually finding the answer that you need, and you're sort of reevaluating your life at this point. And it's like you might have overlooked something, and you're feeling or have felt that there was some uncertainty in a particular direction that was in around the 8 of Pentacles. But that seems to be clearing itself. Like I said, the Tower does arrive here in around finances, but let me just pull away some of that stuff there. So I might try to do with another deck here too, a more financial-based deck, or financial-based read, and see if that Tower still comes through. Because like I said, I mean, it's still very profitable sort of energy, and it's some kind of abundance. It's almost like it's a sudden abundance, something sudden and positive in terms of money, but oddly it's causing a problem over here, or if there's something that you're still healing from in around that situation. That's what's a little off-putting here for me, because I see the, like I said, the Empress and all this abundance, but the unusualness is that the 5 of Wands sort of follows, because that's a new cycle where there's having to be some kind of adjustment, some kind of change in terms of your mental state, your mindset. And maybe that's what it is you've had to adjust your mindset so that you now are in this place of the Empress and all of this positivity. Because of the clarity that's coming through here following that adjustment. So it's like you're toward the end of the month, you are making some very strong, significant adjustment in that area of your life that's in around money. And you're opening yourself up to more financial harmony as well as abundance. And there's somehow, again, family is impacted in this particular instance. So again, whether this is, you feeling surprised or shocked by some kind of generous act that someone is doing for you, that could also be the scenario. But there's a healing that occurs because of this. And let me just see what the advice would be. What is the advice? What is the advice for the Tower? What is the advice for the Tower? What is the advice for the Tower? The advice is to transform, to change something, or that you will be changed by the Tower. Okay, how will you be changed by the Tower coming through in June? You will be more at peace. You will find more balance, or there's a need for balance to be restored. So there's something here that is about answers coming to you through this death card. So this is more of possibly moving in kind of new direction, but it's, again, letting go of a mindset, because there's some kind of metamorphosis that the Tower is bringing about, and it's creating peace or balance here for you, because the Death card comes before the Temperance, even in the deck itself. So this is really about, mixing and matching kind of all of the, again, the shadow side with the Devil, as well as the High Priestess. Everything is kind of back and forth energy, again, with the Chariot duality really playing out in the month of June. So there's a sense of calm that you're working toward here, and you're really implementing some very significant letting go energy. You're releasing something, and this is really where you're finding all of this abundance. You're starting to feel richer in some way because you were transforming something within yourself. So there's a true meaning that is coming through in the month of June. And I feel like you are restoring the balance to you. Even in terms of the Temperance card is still also a card of waiting, and it's sort of a gift of healing as well. But it's also about finding the moderate path, staying in the middle, doing the things, a lot of focus, a lot of energy around focus, stay focused, stay focused. And that will create your balance and harmony for this month. And again, when I see the Devil and really the Judgment or the Fountain card here together, that's also, speaking to something that you're kind of going back and forth with in terms of shadow side or that kind of thing. But you are finding a way to release that with the Devil, with the main cards out here. You're really getting clear on what that path is for the month of June. I'm going to do a financial read here following this one again, just because the Tower does come forward here around your finances. So stay tuned for that one. And again, Tower, Empress, there is some kind of level of abundance that's out further ahead, but something is happening with the Tower first before that happens. So I will do a financial read and just see where that takes us. Thanks very much, Libra, for staying in touch, and I'll do another read here coming up.